All right, Tim, can we name our top three best and worst products of 2022? So I think we'll do this combined because otherwise, whenever we get asked these questions on the spot, I blank. Like, I can't even remember. What did I review this year again?
All right. Should we start with the best products?
Sure.
So, do you want to nominate one first?
I'll go a controversial one, I think.
All right.
I'm going to say the RTX 4090 was one of the best products we got this year. And I know that's going to trigger a great many, and I fully get it because it's disgustingly expensive. But the price aside, it's a very impressive product.
Yeah, and I think it's fair now that we've seen both Ada Lovelace and RDNA 3 that NVIDIA was able to achieve a greater performance uplift than AMD, gen on gen. So I think that improves its sort of impressiveness.
Yeah, it's technically a very impressive product. It is disgustingly priced.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like it's sold at that price, so
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd like it cheaper, but I live in fantasy land when I say that because that's not reality. But technically, very, very impressive product. Blew me away with how good it was. It was a genuine 4K ray tracing type product. Very cool. So I'm going to lock that in as a
top three?
As a top three best product of the year.
Yeah. I mean, I, obviously being a monitor reviewer, I can't go in 2022 not putting an OLED monitor in the top three because we finally got some good options. So Alienware AW3423DW, finally getting that sort of gaming OLED. Obviously, not everyone wants an ultra wide, and again, it's quite expensive, but not that expensive considering I was expecting it to be more expensive. And obviously, 175 hertz OLED for HDR gaming. I've been using it for my personal gaming rig for many months now, and yeah, it's awesome. It's a great product.
Okay.
And yeah, we might see some more OLEDs next year, but certainly for this year, I think that monitor probably needs to go in the top three. And now we need a third best.
Well, I think probably the 5800X 3D was probably... I think the 5800X 3D is the people's choice for the best product. I think that, especially when it got down like $330 US or something like that.
The demand for it's been really high. It's sold well throughout most of the year.
And it's still high now. So I think that's probably the ultimate best product of the year.
Yeah.
Just because it's technically impressive. It's impressive in all aspects that you could look at it: value, performance, compatibility, what it brings to old systems. It's very, very good in that sense.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably the ultimate pick. And then the monitor and the probably reverse order of how we picked them would be the order we'd go with. Now, worst products. Well, I think just because it's fresh in my mind, obviously top spot would be the 8GB RTX 3060, anti-consumer.
Yeah, that was terrible.
That was terrible. So that's probably taking top honors there for the worst product. What other bad... See, I'm bad with these on the spot. I really have to go back and look and refresh my mind of all the stuff we've done and we've looked at.
And it's difficult because like products like the 4080 and 7900 XT, they're not technically bad or broken products, but they're really poorly priced. So do you lump them
even when you say
worst
really poorly, it's like $150 off and it's like, hey.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not like they have to half the price. It's not that bad, but I know what you're saying. They are poorly priced. But they're not they're not technically bad products like or anti-consumer or whatever you want to put it, like the 8GB 3060 was. So I don't know. I'm drawing a blank on another bad product.
Yeah, at least from the stuff that we've covered in general on the channel, I don't think there's been any like cannot recommend this at all type.
Yeah,
type
and that's not to say there haven't been bad products this year. There certainly would have been, but ones that we've come across.
Yeah, and certainly we've made more negative reviews of products like the 13900K, but that's still a good product. It's just that consumes a lot of power, runs quite hot, and is expensive. It wasn't necessarily like, is it worthy of a spot? It's still the fastest gaming processor.
It's a good gaming CPU.
So I don't think that sort of really deserves. What about something like the Intel Arc A380? When you covered that on the channel a while back, because back then drivers were much less mature.
But even within 2020, it's still become a decent product, like fairly solid with updated drivers and whatever. So it recovered within the time frame specified. Yeah. So even that's a bit unfair on Intel. And technically, you couldn't really buy it when I got it, at least.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So it's kind of hard. I think like we've put up like 4 other candidates of products that are sort of we were more negative on, but do they go as far as being bad?
I'm looking around at boxes to try and re-jog my memory, but
was the 6500 XT this year? That was a bad product.
Yeah,
I think that was this year.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. So yeah, the 6500 XT, that's a good pick.
If that was this year, which I think it was earlier this year.
See, late last year, early blends in.
Oh, yes.
Do it. You do a check.
We'll do a quick Google of this.
I'm pretty certain it was early this year though. March maybe.
January 19th.
January, it was straight away.
January 19th. So 6500 XT has to count in the list.
Yeah, 6500 XT, that's a product I easily forget because I never really revisited it. We sort of looked at it in that week, said it was crap, really bad value, garbage product, tons of flaws, move on. And it didn't really recover.
So I think that's probably like, obviously we're not going to reach a third product, I think, but that's probably the list.
No, I was struggling.
Ruffle off those poorly priced products and chuck one in the third spot if you really want to. But I think clearly the 3060, 8GB, and the 6500 XT would be the worst products.
So both graphics related products. All right, we should probably move on to the next one. Yep.